Hello everyone, Jon Jones 12 back here again with another video, and today I bring you once more a UFC title video. Today I decided to make something a little bit more serious. I wanted to bring a topic that's a little bit more serious than just the usual, like my personal thoughts on a specific fight, especially seeing as how, I know I haven't really been doing a lot of UFC type videos lately, but I've been busy, and plus my schedule with, other types of videos is so long, like I don't have time to do all the UFC stuff that I'd like to do, and plus, the type of fights that I want to see, I haven't really been shown, and, I'm waiting just till the New Year's to, get an actual good UFC video out there, but, an interesting topic came about that I really wanted to at least shed some light on, and that has to do with Joe Rogan's comments on Jon Jones's popularity. Now, as you all know, Jon Jones is obviously the UFC light heavyweight champion, and now that he's, he has this bit of fame over, being the champion, Joe Rogan on his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, basically gave his personal thoughts on why isn't he as popular as he should be, currently being the champion, and he gave a thought that it possibly could be the MMA's fan base being racist, or racism being a factor in his lack of popularity. And now this has been a humongous, if you will, scandal, and just been a humongous storm online, basically, towards not only Joe Rogan, but at the UFC, and, UFC fans, and just tons of trolls going back and forth, and I just wanted to shed some light on it, give my 2 cents, and overall, the overall thing that I wanted to make out here is that, first off, I'm not trying to be like, oh, well, I support, freedom of speech just specifically to say racist thoughts. I'm not trying to say that, nor am I trying to say that, left is right and right is left and whatnot. I'm just trying to be like, I'm just trying to point out, what this, whole situation is, and I just want to get overall all of the UFC fans who are subscribed to my channel, or, watch my videos on a daily basis or whatnot, or a weekly basis, and get your thoughts on it, because I know UFC has a humongous fan base, and I just wanted to get everybody's thoughts on it. Now, basically, let me quote the tweet, as it were, real quick. Let's see, where is it? I'm just gonna paraphrase it, because I'm not gonna read every single thing that he said, but I'm gonna give you the basic, thought about it. Okay, this is where the quote is. I don't know why Jon is not more loved or popular than he is. I don't understand it. In my opinion, I will never miss a Jon Jones fucking pay-per-view. I've heard people say, oh, he's cocky, he's this and that. I wonder what the fuck is going on with that, and I'm going to throw this out there. I'm just going to say it. I wonder how much of it is racism. I really do. And that's essentially what he was getting at, and I don't know. He kind of went on and on to talk about, the whether or not it is racism towards, him, because, and then he threw out some examples, like Chow Sonnen and stuff like that. So he just went on that basic discussion, and I didn't particularly listen to the podcast. I didn't really, or that episode to the podcast rather, but I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it real quick, because it's definitely an interesting discussion, and it's not something that just because, oh, well, it has racism in it, that we shouldn't talk about it. No, it's an interesting thought, and I just wanted to, put it out there, and I just want to know everybody's thoughts on it, because a lot of people in the media and in the press just love to, make things that aren't there, like, because, this statement alone has been getting a lot of heat. I even heard Dana White talk about it. Dana White was basically just rambling about nonsense, but like he usually does, and I say that in no disrespect, obviously, but you know him, he likes to just, ramble and, bash on trolls and shit, but basically, I just think it's interesting that when someone states something, it just goes way out of hand, and it just like goes crazy, and everybody's like, oh, he's a racist, he's an asshole, fuck him, he's a piece of shit, and all these types of things. And it's just so, it's just so funny that in a world today where we have all these types of, advancement in technology, and we have this, tons of social media where we can just basically interact with each other and get all these type of, topics and discussions that we couldn't get a long time ago. but everybody likes to get all crazy about it. It's like, oh, look what he said on Twitter. It's like, who gives a shit? That's the people who are trolling on Twitter and the people who are putting out shit. It doesn't really matter. It's just discussion. It's just a tweet. You know, you don't have to take it to heart and just make it all about you. That's what the media does. It just does these type of things. And now I'm not trying to say like, oh, well, because I like Joe Rogan, you know, on his side or whatnot. I'm basically neutral at this point because at the same time, like, I never really care about these type of things in the first place. But I kind of stated this on the podcast, like, episodes ago, is that, like, our culture as it is now is just a bunch of, you know, babies with baby ears. You know, it's basically just a bunch of, we're all just a bunch of children, and every time someone says somewhat negative things, you know, we have to just cover our ears like, oh, that's too horrible. How can you say that? It's like, that's the point of the internet. There has been so much shit talk and so much bashing and so much racism and just so many crazy shit since the conception of the technology itself. But, you know, we still continue to be like, oh, well, black is white. You know, here's the cards, you know, as I place them, and, you know, here it is. But, you know, I just think it's just a weird, stupid thing. But, and plus, as he continued to discuss it, and as he continues to discuss it on Twitter, you know, he was misquoted. You know, he wasn't really, you know, Twitter and all these other, and the media is just misquoting him and all that type of stuff. You know, he's a Jon Jones fan. Like, if you continue to listen to the entire quote, he's obviously a Jon Jones fan. He likes Jon Jones. He has no problem with Jon Jones. The problem is that whether or not he thinks that people who are watching UFC are racist because of his lack of popularity. You know, and Dana White also made an interesting point that, you know, Mike Tyson is black and LeBron James is black and Muhammad Ali is black, and, you know, they were obviously respected in the specific, you know, specific sports that they played and fought against. But, you know, I don't know, that kind of gets muddled a little bit, because at the same time, there is tons of racism everywhere within sports. You know, there's racism in basketball, obviously, baseball, football, you know, boxing. You know, there's racism everywhere. There's always going to be a racist in a specific pool of, you know, things that you like. And it's just, I don't know, it's an interesting discussion that obviously Joe, you know, he's the type of guy who doesn't bullshit, and he has obviously always, you know, he has bold statements that, you know, may, you know, have people get angry about. But, you know, what are you going to do? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. What do I know? I don't know anything. But all I'm trying to say is that it's just funny that these type of things continue to happen. You know, it's just weird. It's like, you know, he was just opening up a discussion, and, you know, people like to, you know, misinterpret things and just make something out of nothing and just let it go out of control. And seeing as how I am a fan of UFC, I have no problems with anybody. You know, I don't hate Jon Jones, but maybe there are races in the fan base of MMA. Maybe there are MMA fans who are like, oh, we only want Chael Sonnen and fucking GSP to win all the time instead of, you know, Jon Jones and other people like that. Who knows? Maybe there is. I don't know. But, I don't know, I just wanted to open up I just wanted to continue the discussion, if you will, and mostly just give my 2 cents, and I want to get everybody else's thoughts. In the comment section below, please tell me your personal thoughts on the whole situation. Do you think MMA fans are racist? Do you think the lack of popularity for Jon Jones is because of racism? And what do you think about the whole quote of Joe Rogan said on his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience? Is accurate or just worthy of a discussion? What do you think about that? And of course, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel where you get all these type of stuff, you know, podcasting, movie, TV reviews, anime, comic books, all the, you know the list. But anyways, that's going to be it. I hope everyone enjoyed, and I'm not trying to, like, you know, throw anybody under the bus, and I'm not trying to, like, you know, side with you know, people I don't really know. You know, I like Jon Jones, I like Joe Rogan, I don't hate anybody, you know, so I'm not trying to, like, side on, you know, somebody's side about, you know, something that's not even something, but I just wanted to address it and just get other people's thoughts on it. That's majority of what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to get other people's thoughts on the whole thing. What do you guys think? But that's going to be it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this has been Jon.